Hey, it's your boy Downtown Josh Brown. We are playing What Are Your Thoughts? I'm here with Michael Batnick as always. Michael does not know what I'm going to ask him, and I don't know what he's going to ask me. Stick around. Let's see what's going on. I want to start with this from the Wall Street Journal. The Dow, just react to it. The Dow is up 14% this year.
Oh my God.
Stop. Best 4-month start since 1999. The S&P 500's 18% gain is the best since, get ready, 1987. And the NASDAQ is up 22%. So the first 4 months of the year are in. It's one of the best years of all time as far as the first 4 months. And then we're hearing things like 1999 and 1987. Don't those years trigger everybody?
Yes.
But should we just ignore it because it's
Yes.
random or... Okay, why? What are your thoughts?
Yesterday I tweeted that in 1998, Amazon gained 966%.
Okay.
For some perspective.
I captured most
so
of
it's
that.
easy to throw out those years because of availability bias and whatever, but this is nothing like 1998. I mean, I was 13, so I don't really remember, but from what I gather, this is nothing like then. And plus, we are just barely at all-time highs, so relax.
Hold on. Pump the brakes. It's a lot like 1998. I would say it's not like 1999, but the commonalities just in stock performance and the way stocks are acting and the way investors are acting and the IPO calendar heating up, like, it's not nothing like 1998. There are big differences.
Oh, yes, it is.
In what way?
Think about the stocks that were going up. Amazon was up 900%.
Okay, but Amazon was tiny compared to what it is now. Now it's like
Well, that's my
the
point.
biggest stock in the world.
So good point. So look at the stocks that are ripping right now. It's giant companies.
So that was the same case in that. Listen. I don't want to actually.
Just stop.
In 1998, you know what the hottest stocks were? Like Pfizer, which was a blue chip. They had just come out with Viagra that year. General Electric might have been the biggest stock in the country.
Fine. Let's just say that you're wrong or you're right, and it is 1998.
Let's agree that I'm wrong. All right,
Does that mean that 2020 is 1999?
It doesn't actually mean
exactly.
anything. That's a good point that you make. It really doesn't mean anything. We could play that analogy game all day long.
Okay.
Dad,
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm all over it.
It looks terrible.
How old were you when Sega Genesis?
That was like
the
right
thing?
in my wheelhouse.
It was,
I don't know, I was
right?
probably 9, 11.
No,
I don't
know it looks. Of course, it's terrible. Can you think of one?
Well, you
video
said I'm
game
all in.
movie?
I thought you were serious.
I am all in. I don't care. But like,
You're all in for the terribleness?
Yeah. I see all the video game movies that I grew up with. Why? I'm just like tradition.
We spoke about this actually.
Yeah, they all
Every
suck.
video game movie is terrible.
Yeah. Oh,
every single one.
And they get worse.
The best one is the first Mortal Kombat, and that was like a C.
Yeah, they get worse and worse, and like wait till they make the Fortnite game, and it becomes the worst thing you've ever seen.
The trailer looked awful.
Jim Carrey comeback.
Yeah, he's great. The trailer looked so bad.
Yeah, why would he do this if it's just for the money, right? He can't think this is going to be good.
Next.
All right. I wanted to ask you about Thrones. I know you're not a huge Game of Thrones fan. I'm not going to be like, what'd you think of it, or what'd you think of the last episode? I want to talk about in Variety today. They say 12 million people watched Sunday night's episode of Game of Thrones, which was like the big battle for Winterfell. # battle for Winterfell.
Where does that relate to, like, in terms of like Breaking Bad finale? Is it up there or not? Really?
That I don't know, but it's the biggest live viewership of Game of Thrones ever. The previous record was 10 million, and that's just live. They say that 38 million people have already watched episode 1, which sounds like a really big number.
The first episode ever?
The first episode of this season. So in other words, now there's two metrics. How many watched it live, and then how many eventually watched it? And my question to you is, what are your thoughts on this idea that, like, if you don't watch it, like...
Why did you not watch it live?
Or let's say you watch the next day, but the point is, like, aren't you, like, just so far removed from the culture of what people are talking about that it's like what do you even do?
Who
like,
cares?
somebody was in my feed like, oh, I don't care about that show. And I'm like, nobody cares if you care. This is a global event.
That is incredibly annoying. You don't, like, the anti-hot take?
Like, oh, I'm a contrarian. I don't watch it. All right, good. Kill yourself. Everyone else did, and we're talking about it. There are things that I didn't watch. I don't want to tell you that I didn't watch it. I don't know. I get annoyed by that.
The people that are too cool for school.
But aren't you, like, so far removed from the culture that, like, how can you be...
Well, I don't watch it, so I guess I am.
No, I know, but I feel like you secretly watch it. You just pretend
No,
that you don't.
I literally don't.
You will, though.
No, I won't.
You'll come
I will
back
not.
around. All right.
IPOs, back to your 1998 point, there's a lot of them. WeWork just filed. Did they not?
Yeah, the hot take on WeWork. The problem with the hot take on WeWork is that everyone has the same take, which is how can this work? So basically,
what the financials?
Yeah, they lost. I think $1.8 billion or something. It's not normal to see a company with financials this bad come along, file an S1, and potentially be one of the biggest IPOs of the year.
What about Uber and Lyft?
I don't think they're as bad. They're not great.
Would you say this is
financially.
would you say this is like 1938?
Here's the other thing with.
By the way, somebody had a great tweet to you. Why file for bankruptcy when they could file for an IPO?
Yeah, under normal circumstances, a company with a balance sheet that looked like WeWork's, they would be filing for Chapter 11 and reorganizing. But in 2019 logic, the worse your balance sheet looks, the more growth you probably have. And they do look, they are growing revenue.
Well, I'm going to ask you another question because we're sticking on this theme. I had
Yeah.
to save it for later, but sign of the times. I always like to look at what's going on the biotech side of things.
Okay.
You know who said that?
Was it the biotech side? No, that sounds chin scratchy.
Pitbull.
What does that mean?
He was at a conference yesterday, and he's in Miami, an investing technology summit or whatever.
Right.
Is this a little frothy? I mean,
seeing Pitbull in Miami is a little bit like seeing Mickey Mouse at Disney World.
I know,
like
but
that's like pretty.
But the biotech side of things.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It doesn't matter. We know about the conference business. The more celebrities you can get at a conference, the less people care about what the content is. So I don't. That doesn't bother me.
Maybe this
if Pitbull writes a book on how to trade biotech stocks, yeah, I'll probably want to get net short the IBB. I don't know. It doesn't bother me that much. By the way, there have been a lot of celebrities during the course of the last 10 years as the bull market's been raging on.
Yes.
That have
Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher, Kenny G, Joe Theismann.
Like if that's your signal,
right.
Call yourself a professional investor.
Mike Tyson had it would have been perfect. He was launching a trading company or a trading app. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Like 2 years ago?
Yeah. Whatever happened with that? It wasn't a smash hit?
The market kept going.
All right, fair enough. Are we very close to a Boston sports apocalypse? I was in Boston last week, and I love the city. Boston sports fans are probably, for me, the most insufferable. And they seem invincible right now. Between Barstool being like the biggest brand in media, and the Celtics, and the Bruins, and the Red Sox just won, and the Patriots just won. Like, is that just what we're going to have to live through? Is this just going to continue on? Or is there any sign that this stops? Does it bother you as much?
I think I've come to terms.
What fans do you hate the most?
Oh, the Eagles, not even close.
So you think Philly fans are worse than Boston fans?
I know they are.
But all right, so I'm at Fenway, which is beautiful, and I love Fenway, and I respect the Red Sox. There are like multiple people wearing the shirt where it's like win championship, repeat, like something like off season, repeat, like just the most insufferable shit. I don't feel like Philly fans are like that. I think they're just
because they don't have that.
They're just really abrasive.
Imagine if they did.
What if they won all these championships?
Yeah, they don't have
year?
anything like that. You know what's weird? I actually really like the Sixers team.
Yeah.
So I
like those guys.
I found myself rooting for them in game 2, but it's like, but these are Eagles fans. All right. Anyway, Apple.
Okay. Yeah. Not a great quarter, but the market liked it.
2 things.
Okay.
There's a book called Trade-Off that I'm reading, and in 2008 when the iPhone came out, Mark Andreessen made like this giant prediction that Apple could sell 100 million iPhones.
How is he so good at this?
They've sold over 2 billion, and they sold 200 million last year alone.
Yeah.
So the question that I have for you is that it's not just the phone anymore.
No.
This person on Twitter at Bleed6Colors tweeted that their revenue in terms of iPhones is down to 54%, which sounds much lower than I would have guessed. I probably would have guessed 70%. Services are 20%. The wearables, home is 9%. So they are diversifying their business.
Yeah.
Or they have diversified their business.
Apple got a re-rating over the last 2 years because of how fast the growth in services has been. And that's just a better business than consumer technology. Like consumer technology is notoriously a terrible business.
Because hardware gets a low multiple, deservedly so.
Right, but now if you look at services revenue growth this quarter, not great. So I just feel like I feel like the stock just continues to get the benefit of the doubt regardless of what its growth rate is, because everyone knows, even though phones are not the whole story, they're the most important story. And when the new phone comes out, that's when you see a lot of volatility around Apple stock.
So at the low in December, Apple was in like a 35% drawdown, which is pretty remarkable.
How much?
35%.
Unbelievable. It's added a third of its market cap in the last four and a half months. I mean, it's unbelievable. The numbers are staggering. It's like hundreds of billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Unreal. Should JPMorgan tweet? Like they got housed for a tweet this week. I would link to it, but they deleted it. It was a little bit like poverty shaming.
Twitter is tough.
It's like, what's the upside for JPMorgan to post like spicy millennial hot takes?
Well, they do tweet, don't they? I mean,
shouldn't they just tweet press releases and let that be it?
22,000 tweets. So most of them are okay, apparently, because a lot of them don't get shamed the way the one yesterday did. But no, giant.
So what's the upside? Like, what's the best case scenario for like some social media manager at JPMorgan comes up with this really clever thing to say?
Yeah, I don't know.
And it gets 5,000 retweets. Like, is that the upside?
The risk reward does not seem to be in their favor.
Like nothing against like Twitter in general as a platform, but like I feel like you should know what you are there. And if you're a mega bank, giant corporation, don't try to be clever. Like you see like Wendy's and Arby's having like these fake Twitter feuds over who has more cheese on the burger.
But it's Wendy's.
That's not what a bank should be doing.
Yeah, no, it's fun. Who cares?
Right. Anyway, JPMorgan, I'm available to consult on all of your social media efforts. $100,000 retainer a year. I will tell you everything you need to know about tweeting. That's all I got. You got anything else?
Nope, I'm out.
Okay. We want to hear about your takes on all of our topics. Let us know what you think. Go ahead and smash that like button. If you're not yet a subscriber to The Compound, I don't really understand what your whole deal is. Nobody is talking about investing in markets and all this good stuff like we are. We're going to continue doing it. Please subscribe. We love your feedback, and we will talk to you soon.